Were your ears buzzing like maybe an hour ago?
I don't think so.
Oh, so we don't have that thing yet where we telepathically connect even though we're not yet communicating for the day. They should have been buzzing.
I think our cycles have to sync up first, and then that happens.
Oh, okay. Well, you came up in conversation. By a listener.
What?
Friend of the show / listener. So Justin Beck, you know how he does, roped me into an impromptu socially distanced dinner. He doesn't like to give me time. He doesn't like to give me time to think about it and to say no. He just likes to go, listen, this is what we're doing. Or he likes to go, oh, I talked to such and such. And then he talks to his wife. His wife's going to call you. So it's like, I don't have time to think about all the ways that I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
I have to start thinking about the ways that I'm going to say yes and make it work. That's how Justin does me. But he is also experiencing caution fatigue. Because he's my husband and I'm me. Anybody that was with me would know, wow, Melissa is insane. I have been locked up since March 9th, March 12th. So I don't play that shit. And the first socially distanced dinner that he roped me into was in around April. And as a society and a country, we were doing better then, but I was also way more high strung. I mean, I still am. And I was just super awkward at that one. And then I was like, we can't do it anymore because the whole time I was worried about killing my friend's children.
Yeah.
Like, dead ass super concerned. So I hadn't done that since April. So we don't see friends. We don't. So he said we were going to do this. They, as a couple, love the show. You know who this is? This is Shorty's BFF, Nerdman.
Matt!
Yes. So Matt said, by the way, Melissa, I really like the podcast. Just natural. I was like, oh.
Aww.
And then Jen, his wife, was like, yeah. They're like, we were listening to it on the way home from Montauk the other day. And it was just like, hey, did they just mention us? And like they high-fived each other. So, like, they really enjoyed, the little shout out.
I think I talked to Jen in the Instagram DMs.
Yeah, so Matt's like, you know what? I really like Amanda just on a personal level. Like, a lot of times she says stuff and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. And I looked at him and I was like, really? Because a lot of times she says stuff and I'd be like, nah, homie. Nah. So anyway, that's why I was like, were your ears buzzing? Because it was just so great. Like, it just felt really good, and you should know that people are listening. People in my world are listening. That they are receptive and they like it. So like that's just like very exciting. Like that someone not in your bubble.
You like me. You really like me. I really feel like this is a very big milestone for me personally, because coming into your world, and we talked about this in that very first live, coming into the world of Melissa Beck, to people who know you personally, as well as people who know you just solely from your presence on the internet or on TV, there is a very real, like, hive of people who adore you. And coming in as somebody from the outside, I was very worried that there was going to be, like, if we ever were famous, that like all the comments would be like, we really love Melissa, but we just don't understand why Amanda's here.
No.
So Matt is now my favorite person on Long Island, and so is his wife Jen. How about that?
Yeah, and they're like they're subscribers.
What?
Jen was like, Strangers 25. She bought a romper set. Like, they are big time. Like, if we had to have a core group of listeners, like, they're in it, and like, they believe in it and they like it, and they're regular, cool, nice people. So
I love that.
On to socially distanced dinner.
Yes.
I love them. I don't know if I was ready for all that. No, I'm just kidding. So what was cool about this is Jen texted me separately and was like, no, and was just like, well, no, she called me. Jen called me, and I don't answer my phone, but I also didn't see that she called. And so Matt texted Justin and was like, Jen left Melissa a voicemail to see if you guys, no pressure, wanted to get together, you know, because Justin and Matt needed to talk about something. And I haven't seen Jen in a really long time. Literally saw her March 8th maybe at a birthday party, and then we went to dinner after. And that was the last time I physically sat down next to her, saw her, could touch her. And then after that, you know, it's just been, you know, I went over to her, I went to her back porch and dropped off a poster one day, and then the other time I picked up glue. Like, she's just my organized mom friend that always has her shit together.
Yeah.
So I have not seen anybody, and she called me, and the reason why she called me is because she is super hyper cognizant of the Melissa Beck level of coronavirus caution. So she wanted to, you know, hash it out and talk to me, which I respected. That was very cool. So then we ended up texting back and forth, and she was just like, listen, I understand your thing. I will not be offended if you're not ready for all that. And she also has a little boy, and she was like, he has been spoken to. He knows what is expected of his behavior if we come into your yard. So anyway, we ordered food. It was very Oprah Gale. I set them up a table, white tablecloth, flowers. Justin ordered food, their food and our food. Justin put their food on their table. I set up their table with their own plastic, disposable, you know, cups, silverware, plates, napkins, ice, drinks. And it was just like a lovely adult dinner where none of our spittle came into contact with each other. So I feel like very alive and very safe. But then more than that, my baby Shira, their son and Shira were in class together. And so Shira doesn't see anybody because she's a baby. Where's she going? And Shira, while they were in school together, was a very shy baby. So she didn't really, you know, she said she had friends, but she would always come home and say she didn't play with anybody or anything like that. Aww. This little girl lit up when she saw her little friend.
Aww.
And when we got to the ice cream portion of the evening, Justin bought, and they came in a little thing, and it was all very coronavirus. We had a protocol.
Yeah.
She kept going, hey, Aiden, do I have chocolate on my face? So I'm looking at Shira like, girl, who are you talking to? Do I have chocolate on my face? Is it on my nose, Aiden? And like, she was just like really needing his attention. I was like, okay. And then Aiden was like, hey, do you want to play tag? But like, we'll be 6 feet apart. Keep in mind, they're 4. Do you want to play tag? We'll run and stuff, but we'll be 6 feet apart. And Shira was like, okay. So like, they managed to, it's a big yard, so they managed to play and never cross paths. And Matt and Jen were very clear, like, Aiden, do not go near her children. Which I really appreciated. Because, you know, I was out there pressure washing furniture from 2 to 5, like, Justin, I'm going to kill you. How could you do this to me? You really sprang it on me. Like, I do love them, but come on, I'm not really emotionally prepared for it. And Justin was like, here's the thing, babe. This is how it's going to go. You're going to have to fucking get over it. Today. When they get here, do not talk about coronavirus, and And he was basically like, and don't be you. Don't be weird. And I was like, oh, I can't help it. He's like, so whatever it is that you need to get out of your system, get it out of your system now. And I did great.
So what did you do to get it out of your system?
We were pressure washing the furniture, and I was screaming, and, I was setting my yard up, and it ended up working out. But I gotta say, I'm now, it's weird, because I feel like I survived and I did something and I managed it. But also, my kids, Shira has whole feelings about this situation. I'm giving her a bath after, and she was like, do you remember that time that you, Aiden's mom, babysitted me because you had to go do something? I wish I could go in Aiden's house again. Uh-oh. That was in December.
Yeah.
But she remembered. And the reason why that was in December, I had to go to the nasty store, the dildo store.
Yeah.
And I couldn't bring her in there, so I was like, Jen, it's Justin Beck's birthday. I have to go buy a slut outfit. So, can you watch Shira real quick? And she was like, okay. But like, Shira remembered.
Yeah.
And then the saddest thing she said was, I wish there was no coronavirus right about now.
Oh.
And I was like, she, soon there won't be. Don't worry. And she goes to a little Zoom class on Mondays with Aiden, and she starts for the first time tomorrow. And she's like so excited about going to this class. And like, you really don't, she never talks about this. These are whole entire feelings living in her tiny body that I had no idea about, because every day we cuddle, every day we bake, every day we color, every day we paint. And I'm thinking my kid is doing exceptionally well. Yeah. Meanwhile, she has a whole entire world in her brain that missed her little friends.
Oh.
I mean, she need to get over it, because she ain't seeing another motherfucker for 2 weeks, but I'm saying.
Well, I at that age, she doesn't necessarily have the emotional intelligence to be able to express those things, right? Or know that is something that is very, like, real at this time.
How's Lennox?
He's okay. He has this little friend, Parker, who they were in all 3 years of preschool together, and Parker was his bro. Like, nobody else could play with them. People always wanted to play with Lennox, and he was like, well, I'm playing with Parker right now. Like, they're tight. And he will bring up here and there, Mom, when there's no more coronavirus, that's how, like, I know every request is coming. So it's, when there's no more coronavirus, can I go to Parker's house and play? When there's no more coronavirus, can I spend the night at Yo-Yo and Pop Pops? Like, he knows that, like, we can't do these things until things are better, but he still, like, doesn't quite get it. My girlfriend stopped by tonight to pick something up, and he was on his bike at the end of the driveway, and she was walking to her car, and I said, are you going to say goodbye to Adriana? And he was like, oh, bye. And something transpired where she was like, give me a virtual high five. And she, like, put her hand up, and he took off running for her, and she, like, backed up, and she's like, no, 6 feet. And he kept going for her and slapped her hand, and I was like, I'm sorry. So
yeah, because he virtual. He wanted to give the high five.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so, yeah. He understands we can't go, but I don't think he truly understands why, and he asks to go places and to do things, and he's fantastic about wearing a mask when he does go out, but, you can only expect them to understand so much, I guess.
I mean, my kids don't go anywhere. We ride bikes in an empty parking lot. So,
no, I mean, mine have gone to the store and.
Oh, no. My kids are they're gonna flip the day I allow that. But, like, Shira's whole feelings had me, like, I'm giving her a bath.
Yeah.
And, like, I had the one just, like, the single tear. Drake tear. Just. And I'm shampooing your hair, and I'm like, wow, that's so nice. Were you so excited to see your friend? But, like, the whole time I'm like, oh my God, my tiny baby has all these feelings.
Yeah.
And then
Can she Zoom? Can she Zoom with her friends like Maja does, like Shalom does?
She doesn't sit. Like she's
Yeah.
she gets camera shy. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't. But she has connected really well with this one teacher that she and Aiden share, the literacy teacher. So like, when I said, okay, say bye to Aiden, you're going to see him in class tomorrow. And she goes, on the meeting. And then she just was clapping. Yay, Miss Julie. We're going to see you tomorrow. Miss School, it's Julie. Ah. She just got so excited. And I was like, now I got to figure out ways to like engage Shira, but not kill her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I did know, but I didn't know because she wasn't saying anything.
Right. How could you? Yeah, I let Quinn, my neighbors across the street are shut-ins, and she got invited. They were the ones that had the birthday party outside a couple weeks ago, and they were like, you can come if you've been socially distancing and your kid's going to wear a mask. But, like, don't if you don't do those things. And so she's got girls that are a year younger than Quinn, and she's like, you know, and Quinn doesn't really do sleepovers. She gets too anxious. So I told her,
do you allow them? If pre-corona?
Pre-corona, I did, but only with certain families. There's one family, the ones that have the little boy that's Bennett's age. So they can spend the night over there. She's spent the night a couple times over there. Over the last couple of years, though, she'll make it to like 9-10 o'clock, and then she wants to come home. So I haven't pushed the issue because I don't really care.
Yes, see, what I'm really starting to think is your kids are on my.
I know
plane.
you're very anti sleepover. I think that with certain families, whose moms I trust, I'm okay with it. And so she went Friday.
No. Because it ain't the
have
mom. It's not the
sleepovers?
mom that's the problem. It's not the mom that's the problem. It's the nasty daddy. Or the random uncle in the basement. Nah, motherfucker,
No. I know. These are families who, like, feel like our family. It's that level of friendship. So
that's usually the ones.
I think we've established at this point
Listen.
But I truly think that I've thought about this over the times, that because you had so much freedom as a child, you have your pendulum has swung the opposite way. And I had zero freedoms as a child. And so as a parent, my pendulum tends to swing in the opposite direction because I have certain things that I think weren't great about that, just as you do about yours. And so you're trying to kind of course correct based off of your experiences, right?
Damn, what are you, a psychologist or some shit?
That's my only
that
only
really
thinking.
kind of makes sense.
That
I had a lot of freedom.
Yeah. And so I think that we're different in those aspects when it comes to parenting because of our upbringing. Like Chris and I were talking yesterday or last night, we were having this conversation, and he was talking, some music came on and he was talking about, going to such and such and getting the album and then going to have dinner with his mom afterwards. And it led to the conversation of like, well, how old were you when you were like getting on the train to go to Hoboken or wherever you went? Like they would go to Manhattan at like 10, 11, 12 years old. And that was normal for him. Yes. And so that's like a complete 180 from what my childhood looked like. And he tends to be a little bit more free with things. And I try to kind of find this safe place in the middle where I feel like nobody's going to die. And also like you guys need an opportunity to like establish yourself in the world outside of me.
Okay, so we see the pendulum swinging thing doesn't apply to dad parenting because he's
Not
like,
at all.
I was allowed to do that shit at 10. Go. Quinn, go.
Yeah.
Run, free. No, I don't do free
Yeah.
range, none of that. And I don't do sleepovers just because, like, I just don't trust it. I don't trust, does the girl have a brother? Does the girl have a dad? Does the girl have an uncle? Nah, you got little titties growing? Nah, motherfucker, you ain't. You ain't spending the night at nobody's house. Mm-mm. Just like, it's the same thing with potluck. I don't.
No. Can't do a potluck. But I do sleepovers.
I blew Shalom's whole ass mind by allowing a sleepover here.
Oh,
like your little friends can come here all day because I make the rules. And also, I'm also just super nervous and crazy. Like the first time Shalom had a guest here, I slept in the room next to theirs all night, just like with one eye open.
Really?
Yes.
What were you worried about?
What if the little girl got up in the middle of the night, fell down the damn flight of stairs? What if the little girl got up and turned on the fucking oven? I got to be responsible for someone else's child. I need to make sure that child is fed, teeth brushed, don't inappropriately touch my child, don't touch no shit, but also stay alive so that your mother can understand that I mean business. I'm the type of mom where if your child's over here, I'm sending labels of the stuff we're about to eat. Because I don't want an anaphylactic child. Not on my watch. Not over here. We don't have that kind of insurance. And I will ask the child, does your mom let you have this? Yes. You said that too quick. Let me ask your mom. No, I don't. When I have someone else's child and I'm responsible for them, I don't half-step and I don't play that.
Yeah.
I'd be triple checking. Mm-hmm. But also sleepovers are rare. Like Shalom jumped for joy.
Oh.
But she will never.
Yeah.
She stayed a night one time, and that's because we were roped into it. She did a Justin Beck. She just did it on the fly with the little girl in front of me and her parents in front. But these parents are also like me. They don't believe in sleepovers. So me and my girlfriend were looking at each other like, oh, I think this might be the day we have to say yes. And then we just were like, you know what? Ask your dads. But then the dads, who are both against it too, were like, this one time, that's it. And they never had it again. But they got it out of their system.
Yeah. No, Quinn had a great time. She came home with pink hair. That these parents always do the most fun.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Did they get your permission?
Yes, 100%.
Oh,
yes.
okay, because I was about to say, bitch.
No, they've actually dyed their hair together at another sleepover one time before. So Mom texted and said, "Hey, we're gonna do face masks and manicures. Is it okay if I dye her hair? It's just semi-permanent." I was like, "I don't care. Do whatever." And so she spent the night Friday night, and then Saturday at 5:00. She was like, "Can I stay another night?" And I was like, well, what does their mom say? And she was like, they said it was okay. And I texted the mom and I was like, are you sure you want to keep her another night? Because you can totally send her home. And nope, they stayed another night and she came home today at 10:30. She's nasty as hell because she didn't sleep the last 2 days.
Wait, but she had a sleepover now?
She had one Friday night and Saturday night. She's home now.
Ho, ho, ho. What?
Yeah, she stayed 2 nights.
I thought this was past tense.
No, Friday and Saturday. This week. They're shut-ins. I prefaced it with their shut-ins.
48 hours overnight. My friend Megan, my friend Megan, my go-to lovely friend.
Yeah.
She sent me a screenshot of a text. A mom contacted her and said, hey, but it was a group text. So three kids total. So 3 moms on the chain talking about 3 daughters and was like, hey, I don't know how you'd feel about this, but how about you drop your little lady off for a sleepover? And for a couple hours, I'm going to be up the street. So if that's okay with you. So I was like, ho, ho, ho. So she sent me the thing, knowing how I am, and was like, I'm sorry. She's like, Melissa, just make sure I'm not crazy. Are you seeing this? And I looked at it, and I was like, ma'am, what? And I was like, did she really just suggest that you should drop off your daughter unsupervised to their house while she skedaddles on over to a COVID party for a minute? Nobody said COVID party, but that's how I read it.
Now, are you only upset by this because it's coronavirus time or just because the mom's leaving?
All of it.
Okay.
You can't ask me if my child can come stay. First of all, don't ask me if my child can come stay at your house because the answer is going to be no. But you can't ask me if my child can come stay at your house and then in the same bubble say, I'm not going to be there for a couple hours because I'm going up the street. What the hell that? What?
You notice how I'm being real quiet right now?
10-year-olds alone?
Yeah. Yes.
For a slumber party?
Not for a slumber party, but for a play date. Like I dropped her off and mom was going out for probably about an hour or so, just up the street. She was doing like an outside group fitness thing. Yeah.
You ever seen this? You heard the story of Polly Klaas.
Girl, yes. Yes, I just watched some fucking thing on ID this weekend, 48 Hours, about Eitan, whatever his last name is. Mom let him walk 2 blocks first day, Manhattan, to the bus stop. And
dismembered.
Yes.
Not just disappeared and dismembered. That's because that's what it's going to be. So the mom's going to be up the street at a COVID party while we have 3 unsupervised 10-year-olds. And I was like, okay, so, matter of fact, let me read you the text that I replied back so you could just see so you could just see the level that I was feeling. I said, yeah, you were real quiet. I said, so she just asked you if your child would like to sleep over unsupervised while she goes to a COVID party? What the fuck? To which she replied, the levels. To which I replied, hey, we're going up the block for a few hours, but your kid is welcome to come over, suck a few dicks, start a kitchen fire, and hail Satan. Pizza's coming at 7. That's how I feel about it.
But if you know your child, which you do, and you know the friend that she is with, why wouldn't you trust them? They're probably just going to sit there on their devices for that time doing the same shit they're doing in your house.
My girlfriend said absolutely not. The chain was going and going and going and going, and every like 30 minutes or so she's like, Melissa, I'm trying so hard to be nice. Because, oh, don't worry, she's going to be, if she's not too tired from. So the one mom's like, if she's not too tired from such and such camp. What?
Okay. This is different given the current state of affairs. So I get that hesitation. The only reason I let my child go across the street is because I know that her parents take this seriously. Elderly grandma lives with them now. So they're okay. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. Call me in about, I don't know, 5 years when Shalom is sneaking out of the house because you never gave her any space. And she's lying because she's got to hide shit because she's afraid she's going to get in trouble.
I'm going to show you the room we put Shalom in specifically so that she can't sneak out. I'm going to take pictures of the exterior of my home to show you how hard it'll be for Shalom to sneak out. And the rose bush that's growing outside that window. Thank you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. God, she's going to break her ankle trying to come out this bitch. That's not going to work out.
You got a moat going in the next 2 years.
I also have all these doors got chimes on them. Open that door. Go ahead and see if I don't hear it. Bing, bing, bong. Bing, bing, bong. That's what the door does when it opens. And I'll say, who's that? Is someone in the garage? Yes.
Yeah.
Do not. No.
Did I tell you? I left Bennett home by himself a couple weeks ago, and we just got a new alarm system, and I don't know how to work it. So I left him, and I said, listen, I'm going to set the alarm before I go. Don't open the door because you'll set it off. So just hang out in the basement, play your games, whatever. Well, I didn't realize, but I set it for away instead of at home. So the minute he comes up those stairs, he thought somebody was in the house.
Oh,
he thought,
scared. You traumatized
yes,
the baby.
Yes, I traumatized him. So he's trying to call my sister. Can't get through to my sister. Calls my brother-in-law. And they know that they're to go next door. If there's ever an emergency, my neighbor's always home next door. Go next door. Ask for help. And so poor Bennett can't get a hold of anybody, in his underwear, runs out of the house, runs to the back corner of my neighbor's yard, hides under her trampoline.
Oh my God.
Until he can get a hold of my sister, and so she could send my brother-in-law over here. And then they got a hold of Chris because we can, control things remotely. So but Chris was able to.
Did the alarm people call and check and give the code?
He got it fast enough. I don't know how that's set up. I was in the middle of teaching a class, so I had no idea any of this was going on.
Girl, this is just a comedy of errors. She said, let me just back up and recap. She said, I left the baby.
Just Bennett.
That's my baby. Bennett Beck. She left my baby in the house, set the alarm, scared the shit out of him because she set the shit wrong. Because she was going to where?
To teach.
Group
fitness class.
Bro. So Amanda, in 2024, when we finally meet, I'm going to have a mask on.
I teach in a mask. I wear a mask everywhere I go. That's the only place that I go.
We've talked about this. That's
I know.
Okay. And every day I put into the universe that Governor DeWine is going to make you do what I want. So it's fine. Because what you're not understanding is all of my precaution and all of my judgment is really born out of love. I know that it probably doesn't feel that way when I'm talking all my shit. But at the end of the day, I'm like, look, little business partner, stranger friend, I'm going to need you to have your respiratory right. We can't keep up like this.
Like Quinn has really thin eyebrows in the show. So maybe.
Wait, I didn't watch Daria, by the way, so I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that
show. So now we realize we're having a whole conversation where I don't even have Daria as a frame of reference. I understand what it is.
Yeah.
And what it was about, but I didn't watch that show.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I mean, I looked forward to every episode that came out. It was the best because as a kid that felt like she didn't really fit in high school, like it was nice to see like myself represented in something that was like, yes, I fucking feel like this about every single person that I go to high school with right now.
No, like I recognized the cartoon immediately, and wasn't there a circle, and it was Daria, the name. Yep. Like I get it, like she's beloved for people, but I never got into it. There's a lot of stuff I didn't get into. Did you get into My So-Called Life? I didn't.
Yes, that was like what 7th and 8th grade. I feel like
I didn't watch that.
Oh gosh, that's a whole. I have such like nostalgia for that show.
I'm trying to think of what I watched. Not that.
I had a pair of like cute little brown ankle height boots once. I called the right one Angela and the left one Chase. That was her name in the show. They were like very.
That's the girl they say you look like. You look like Claire Danes. I did not watch that.
Excited.
What other shit did you watch so I could see if I watched?
Like, are we talking about what, like teenager years? Yep. Okay. X-Files every Sunday night at 9 p.m.
Wow. I did not watch that.
so
I watched
good.
In Living Color.
I watched In Living Color.
I watched Martin.
I watched Martin. Yep. Living Single.
Did you used to watch? I did not watch Living Single. Which I should not say that out loud because that's just... it's a black rite of passage and I did not watch it.
We are living single. Oh, in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got...
Oh, you really...
Yes.
Oh, you really watched it. Big time.
Yes.
Did you watch 227?
Yes.
Oh, that was my favorite.
What was the one? A Different World?
Love
Cosby
that.
Show?
Love that. May it rest in peace.
Ugh,
I know. What can you
I
do?
know. It's so disappointing.
Cosby Show, though, was like Thursday night television.
Mm-hmm.
It was the family's going to sit down and we're all going to watch it. You know what the best episode was? I said, it mon, it mon, it mon. Do you remember going back to school on Friday after that episode aired and everybody doing it, rolling their neck? That shit, I don't know why, but my whole family, we would say that and roll our neck.
Yeah.
It was my favorite episode, like, of all time. And there are so many amazing episodes.
I loved it when, was there an episode where En Vogue were like the guests? And I want to say somebody got like a record deal. That was like always, that for some reason sticks out in my head as like one of my favorite episodes.
Now I'm going to have to Google it and watch it. Did you watch, I don't know why I just thought of this. This was a movie. Weird Science.
I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing. That's where they like make a girl with the computer, right?
Weird Science. Hoo-hoo. That was my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
I could watch it over and
How
over.
old were you?
I don't know. Too young. I know that. Did you used to come home from school and watch Dance Party USA?
No. Nope. I came home from school at, let's see, I was cartoons. It was like DuckTales. This was like elementary school.
DuckTales. Woo. DuckTales was my favorite shit.
There was like a string of cartoons like right after school. It was like DuckTales, maybe Animaniacs. That was like on Fox. There was like a string of them. But no, like at one point you came home from school and you watched Oprah. Oprah was on 4:00.
Yes. What are you talking about? Of
Yes.
course. Did you watch Gem?
Yes.
Gem is
Amazing.
adventure. Ooh, Gem.
And the Misfits. We are the Misfits. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my
I had
God. Gem was my favorite
The
shit.
Barbie. Oh,
Remember Rio?
I was thinking today, Shira, Princess of Power.
Before coronavirus, Shira was supposed to have a birthday party. And it was going to be that. We were going to Photoshop her little face. But then spell the name right because, you know, it was SHE-RA. We were going to do SH. No, it was SHE, I think. -RA.
Oh, I thought it was SHEERA.
No, She-Ra and
Man,
He-Man.
okay, that makes sense.
So it was going to be SHI-RA with her little face photoshopped. We still might have to do it, but just no party.
God, yes, you have to do it. That's amazing. I had a little tin lunchbox.
Oh, I used to love that. What about Smurfs?
Yes, loved Smurfs.
I love Smurfs.
Yep.
And then the movies. You know, the movies that recently came out. My kids, we watch those back to back.
Really?
We love
we
those.
haven't watched those.
Gargamel and Azrael, but they're real
Yes.
people. Oh, girl, it's the
Is
bomb.
it good?
I love those movies big time. And then there's a whole one. You have to have Quinn watch it. There's a whole one where Smurfette is like questioning her identity.
I don't know if she would. She's into this like tween. I caught her watching Clueless last night or 2 nights ago.
She's amazing, as she should. she's discovering Paul Rudd, and after she watches that, you need to go on and be like, go ahead and watch Office Space, because Office Space was my favorite movie of all time. To please say you loved Office Space.
Loved Office Space. Loved Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I didn't love Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I watched it a bunch of times.
I worked at Blockbuster for a couple years in high school, and
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference. Marlene worked at Blockbuster Video.
No way.
Yes.
It was like the cool job to have.
The khaki pants and that blue polo button down.
With the yellow collar. Mm-hmm.
She used to hate having to rewind shit.
I hated that too. You need to ask Marlene if she ever made membership cards with like names that like were TV or movie people names. Like I definitely had a membership card under the name Dana Scully.
Wow, I really didn't watch X-Files, but that was a great job. She loved that job.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
Blockbuster.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Please tell me that you know front and back and forth, Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, Dawn Weir. I love her. I love that movie.
100%.
Tear down that mess in the backyard. It is my favorite movie. I can watch that over and over and over.
I love that. That's like all those, like the string of like Parker Posey, you know, like the Riot Girl vibe from like 1995 to like, I don't know, probably into 99. Like that very cool, like all those years with Winona Ryder and like all that weird kind of like, it just all felt like very special because it really wasn't being represented anywhere else in media.
Yeah, because I liked Heathers.
Oh my God.
That was I love that shit.
Quinn and I just finished that a couple weeks ago. And
that's a little intense for a 10-year-old.
Well, she's been watching Stranger Things, and she said to me, she's like, I really love, I don't know what Winona Ryder's name is. I didn't get into the show, but she said her name in the show. It's a Chris thing. Chris likes it. It's not for me.
I love Stranger Things.
You and everybody else. I just can't. I can't get into it. So she was telling me.
Oh, it was so good.
She loves Winona Ryder's character. And I was like, that is because Winona Ryder is amazing. So let's start watching Winona Ryder movies. So we were going through them. And unfortunately, the only thing that was like available and free the night that we sat down to watch was Heathers. So I was like, okay, we can watch this. Like, she's mature. We can talk about it as we're going through. And then towards the end, Christian Slater's character, she's like, Mommy, he is very handsome. She's like, if he asked me to be his girlfriend, I would say yes. And I was like,
oh my gosh. Quinn has the thing you have.
Has the thing. I was like, well, he is a psychopath. He is murdering people. So we might want to talk about that.
Hello. Then you know what? You should not show her that movie, that series that he's in now. What is it? Mr. Robot.
Oh.
And I think he's a psychopath in that one too.
Really?
He plays that good really well.
Yes. Heathers, what
I started that
what
one.
else? Oh gosh. Crybaby?
Please, did you watch Friday? No, I did not watch no Crybaby.
Friday, yes, of course.
Okay, but is it your favorite movie of all time?
It's not my favorite movie of all time, but I have seen it.
Like, do you find ways to quote it in natural everyday life? Because that's me with Friday. Like, and I was so disappointed because Justin Beck didn't get into Friday the way that I got into Friday. So like, I would be like, if I go, okay, he doesn't know that that's a Friday thing. Or like if I go in the kitchen and I go, every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. He doesn't get, even if I like spray the Lysol real fucked up, like he doesn't. It's sad that we can't share that because Friday was amazing.
Yeah.
It still is amazing. It is one of my favorite. That and Welcome to the It's so crazy because people are like, what are your favorite movies? And like Friday and Welcome to the Dollhouse are dead ass my favorite movies.
That's so funny.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh gosh.
Don't say Titanic.
Oh, no. My favorite movie. God, I've never thought about that. Do you know, like...
What?
Yeah. I'm not a big... Like, Chris is Chris is movie obsessed. Chris loves a movie. Gosh. Okay. I really loved Life is Beautiful. When did I watch that? I must have been junior or senior in high school.
That's with Russell Crowe and he's crazy.
No. It is it's an Italian, I think he was an Italian filmmaker. Because I always say, whenever I say good morning to Quinn in the morning, I'll say, buongiorno, principessa. Like, that's what he called his wife. It was during World War II, and there were these Italian Jews, and they had gotten picked up by Nazi soldiers and taken to the camps, and it follows this man throughout his life and how he meets his wife, and then they have a little son, and he and his son at the end are trying to escape the camp, and the Nazis are out searching for them, and he hides his son in like this little case, and he gets caught. And so as they're walking him away, obviously they're going to go kill him. The son is watching out of this little peephole and he like makes a joke of it, like he's a soldier walking like they are. And then you can see off camera, I'm pretty sure you can see like the gunshot, you know, like the light of the fire from the gun. And then the little boy ends up being found by an American soldier and he's rescued. So it was just, I had this like very deep obsession with like World War II and that whole like what it must have been like to be Jewish and afraid. And for some reason that movie just, I would watch it over and over and over again. And maybe because it's like so deeply sad and like that love that the father, like as a 17-year-old, the love that dad is showing for his kid up until the last moment, like putting on this brave face and trying to be silly so that his son's not afraid. Oh, God.
Okay, I'm going to need to watch that.
It's really sweet.
But also, now we have to edit this whole episode because I was just like, my favorite movie is Friday. And you were like, there's this beautiful film set in World War II. I'm like, God damn, what just happened here?
No, I don't think I have a favorite movie. I don't have anything that I would like watch over and over and over again. I don't think.
Really? You can't sit down and watch Office Space over and over and over
Yeah,
again?
but like I wouldn't call it my favorite movie.
That shit is hilarious to me.
I don't know.
You didn't watch Waiting to Exhale like 1,000 times?
No. Harold and Maude. I liked that. You've never seen Harold and Maude? Oh my God.
No.
I think I listened to like Cat Stevens for a whole fucking year after I saw that. I had this boyfriend in high school who was like super into film and like, you know, like any shitbag 17-year-old kid is like, oh, Stanley Kubrick, and like he was just like in that whole thing.
Oh, I would have broke up with him so quick.
It's like so fucking smart. I think he like scored perfect on his ACT, near perfect SAT, like very smart. Like that, I was attracted to him because he was so fucking smart. But that's neither here nor there. So he would make me watch these movies. And I remember one time we watched this movie called Harold and Maude, and it's about this kid. His parents are super rich, and his mother wants him to get married, and she's bringing these girls to the house to like introduce him to them. He has absolutely no interest. He's kind of a weird bird. And he like does all these like terrible things, like fakes his death when the mother's bringing these girls into his room so that it scares them off and they run away. He drives a hearse. And he meets this woman who's played by Ruth Gordon, who she was the neighbor lady in Rosemary's Baby. So she is like this elderly woman, but she's like full of life, and he's really attracted to her energy, and they end up having a relationship, and it's like this, 20-year-old guy and this like 70-year-old woman, and
not a May December.
It's just like this beautiful story about these two people, and like she just totally opens something up in him that like he had never felt before, and like really just, I don't know. I like weird things.
Okay, so now Amanda is getting her highfalutin shit out, and so now I got to be like, I got to dig deep and think about some real shit I liked. Okay, did you like City of God?
I have not seen that.
Set in the favelas in Brazil?
Have not seen it.
Yo, it's really, you can't watch it with your kids around, but it's really good.
I'll add that to my list.
And like, you just get attached to like, you just start to root for it. It's sad, and it's drug poverty, but also friendship.
Okay.
It's good. I could watch that a bunch of times. Let me think of another good one. Oh, for real though, Face Off.
No, there's a roller coaster Face Off at Kings Island. It's really fun, but I haven't seen the movie.
Wait, you never seen Face Off?
No, it's with Nicolas Cage, right? And John.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours, but it's so good.
No,
it's so ridiculous and so amazing.
No, I haven't seen it. No, I liked.
Do you like Jumanji?
No, I mean it's funny. I'll watch it with my kids, but.
Jumanji 1 and 2?
We took, you know what? We did take the kids to see 2. That was funny. I don't think I've seen 1 though.
Wait a second. You don't love Jack Black?
I do. Yeah, but.
No. I'm talking about love Jack Black to where you know the album Tenacious D front to back.
Yes. So I like Jack Black.
Tenacious D. You don't. I love Jack Black like that.
I like Jack Black in like early 2000s Jack Black.
Yeah, that's still him.
Yeah, but
he hasn't changed. He's amazing.
Then I'll have to watch the first one. I saw the second one. The second one was good.
When he Zanzibar, come on. He hasn't changed. Have you seen him play
Fuck Me Gently, right?
That's
that
baby
song?
sack. Yes. But have you seen him on he went on what's that motherfucker? Jimmy Fallon. He went on his show and played a toy saxophone.
Yeah.
A saxaboom. You ever seen that clip? When we hang up, I'm going to send it to you. And if it doesn't make you love Jack Black all over again, he's just so... I love him. I cannot take it. Like, I actually think that if I were in a room with Jack Black, like, I would have a celebrity. I would not function.
Really?
It would be where I have to leave because I'm going to embarrass myself. This is not going to work out for me.
That's funny.
It's not. I love him. Like, it could be Michael Jackson and Jack Black side by side. And I'd be like, hey, Mike. But then Jack. Wowzers.
Yeah. What about all the ones?
Oh, Best in Show, the dog one?
Best in Show.
Love that.
But there's like that whole series
I like that lady.
of all of them. I love her too. Did you watch Schitt's Creek?
No, everybody says, I know. You reference it. Do you say something all the time about David?
Ew, David. Yeah.
And I also, every time I go and I look for a GIF, that man is in there.
I love him so much.
So maybe and everybody's told me that I need to watch it, so maybe I need to watch it.
So good. So good. But the picture that comes up when my mom calls me, the picture that comes up is Moira Rose, and it's Linda. 100%. Yes.
Oh, so I gotta watch that. That's good. That's good quarantine watching.
It's
for
perfect quarantine watching.
Let me see. Did you like Pen 15?
Yes. Chris was like, he tried to watch it with me. He's like, I can't do this.
It was so good.
It was so good, but he wasn't a young girl.
And I remember like skating by and I was like, oh man, this is so good. And then the racism episode came and I was like, damn, hitting too close to home. We hate it here. I love that show.
Too. There was another one that came out around the same time, also set in the 90s. It was on Netflix. It was also really cute. Kind of the same, coming of age vibe. Did you watch?
What was it?
I can't remember what it was called though. Shit. But it was like if it was the main character was this girl. She was like just kind of like figuring out that she was a lesbian, and so there were all of these like big feelings about, you know, being an awkward teenager, being in high school, finding out you're a lesbian.
And then it had a really tragic ending.
Yes, yes.
13 Reasons Why.
No. That I hated that one.
The first season, I was hooked.
It was so problematic on so many levels.
I know, but I was up there watching it.
So bad.
I really was.
Oh, God. So terrible.
And that little boy who's like the baby Keanu, I was like, "This, you got me watching this."
Nope.
Let me think of some other stuff I liked. Wow, you have to watch Face Off.
Really?
It's so... You just have to. It's so stupid. Like, wait, did you like Con Air?
I didn't see.
I went through a phase where I just
Con
really
Air.
liked terrible Nicolas Cage movies.
I was going to say, what was happening to you? Like,
Con Air was hilarious.
No. You know what I watched this weekend? I watched Money Pit with Chris for the first time. I'd never seen that before. That is so good.
I love Money. You know what else I really love? Overboard.
I haven't seen that.
What? What?
No, I haven't.
Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell, Overboard?
Yeah. No.
Bro.
Okay.
It's the best movie of all time.
Really?
Like, I got into it last week. Pet Shop Boy, B-List, who I was on guest on that podcast, his Instagram, he did a poll where he asked, I forget what he was asking, but you can vote Pretty Woman or Overboard, and it was like 90% of people chose Pretty Women, which I didn't even think was that great. And the other 10 chose Overboard, and I DM'd him like, who are these people? And he was like, I chose Pretty Women too, Melissa. Like, ew. I was like, oh my, who wouldn't choose Overboard?
Is it the same story?
I don't know, because I didn't care about Pretty Women. You know what I did like, though? I really liked that Aaron Brockovich shit.
I didn't see that either.
What? That was so good.
Nope.
Like, you would be a real-life Aaron Brockovich.
Really?
With your investigative ass? Yes.
Oh, maybe I have. Okay.
It was so good.
Well, it looks like I've got...
Ooh, you know what else I liked? We're not allowed to like him no more, but Seven.
Oh, with Brad Pitt. I did see that.
What's in the box?
I saw that.
You loved that movie. I could watch that 1,000 times.
Do you know what I could watch over and over and over again? Kill Bill.
Nope.
No?
I could watch it, but I'm like, God damn, this is long.
Inglourious Bastards. I could watch that over and over again.
There's a movie that it was a short series that I just saw about a Jewish girl. The actress name was Shira. I gotta remember it, but it was really good. It was like 6 episodes. You would have liked it.
I love a historical fiction. Like, I love that whole John Adams series on HBO, like back in 2006, 2007. Love that.
What was that?
It was on HBO. It was with Paul Giamatti. It was John Adams. And then I bought the book and read the book. John Adams.
Oh, Paul Giamatti. I know that person.
I love that. Pride and Prejudice. Like, any of the Jane Austen, like Emma, Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility.
You like that period
Love.
shit.
Oh, my God.
Where they be in a costume and shit. Oh, I cannot watch that at all.
Chris hates it.
Because the whole time I'm like, you were wearing a bonnet. You're in that big-ass dress with all that under shit. And then I know if I can't suspend my belief system, I know that you just walked off set, turned on your iPhone, and like, you know, slipped into a like Slim Jim. Like, I know you just bit off a big ass beef jerky and you're talking to the director.
Oh,
like,
no.
y'all are.
I loved it.
The whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, really?
Anne
though?
of Green Gables. I remember when that would come on the PBS, like when they would do the big fun drives and they would run like Anne of Green Gables and Avonlea. The new Anne of Green Gables. You should sit down and watch it with your girls. The new one on Netflix is so beautiful. It is so fucking good.
You know what
And
that
Shirley.
is? That's
how
that is very Caucasian.
she is
I
such
can't watch those.
a feminist.
Okay, but I can't watch them, so I don't like those shows.
I'm telling you right now, it is so beautiful. You would love it, and you need to sit down and watch it with Shalom at least.
Okay.
All these.
But anyway, back to Friday.
Okay, back to Friday. Whatever.
No. Let me think of something else I liked. We're gonna find some common ground
Napoleon
here.
Dynamite.
I'm sorry. You know that I know Chandrella Avery personally.
No.
The woman that played LaFonda? Yeah. Chandrella Avery? Yeah. Yes.
Your friends?
She was on Girls Behaving Badly.
Oh.
So when Girls Behave Badly was filming, she came to the set one day and she had just gotten back from Utah. And she said she was filming a indie film. Yeah. And it's kind of strange. She said, my character's a woman named LaFonda. So she's starting to explain it. She's like, I don't know, it's just a really small film. And she's like, I just did it, fun. And the more she's explaining, I was like, this sounds like it's going to be really good. She's like, it's something. So like, she had the script and she's reading it. She's like, really? And I was like, Chandrella, I think this is going to be really, and she was like, really? You think it's going to be? I was like, Chandrella, the way you're explaining this to me sounds like it's going to be really big. She's like, really? You think so? Because she had only gone like 2 weekends, banged it out and came home and was back on the set of Girls Behave Badly. That shit came out and it was just like I told her it would be. A cult fucking classic. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. So like everybody liked it. And I remember this guy I knew was throwing a Napoleon Dynamite themed party. And I was invited. And I didn't mention that I knew LaFonda. I didn't say that shit. This is how lovely this woman is. She got dressed in character and came to a second floor, carpeted, shitty, 2-bedroom apartment belonging to this guy who threw this Napoleon Dynamite party and just walked in casual. So everybody's dressed in their shit. Vote for Pedro.
Side ponytail.
She walked in regular. Went to the table where, the offerings were not that great. And keep in mind, she's now extremely famous. And this party, people were losing their shit. That was one of the biggest mitzvahs I ever did. I convinced this woman to come to this shitty apartment. I mean, everybody lost their damn mind. And she stayed maybe 20 minutes.
So
and
funny.
I called her and was like, girl, thank you so much. You just blew all these motherfuckers' mind. I am amazing. These motherfuckers think I'm the greatest. Came dressed.
Oh my God. That movie is regularly quoted in my house.
And stayed in character.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I did that. Well, I mean, she really did that, but I set that up.
That's wow.
I love that movie.
I do too. Yeah, we regularly quote it. I think we just showed it to the kids actually a couple weeks ago, and they thought it was hilarious too. How about Good Burger?
I'm sorry, you shut your mouth. Good Burger is the best movie
Yes.
Girl, Maja, Shalom, Shira, and Mommy. We will sit up and watch Good Burger and die.
Oh, Lennox.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? The best.
Recently, we hear Lennox going, I'm a dick, you're a dick, she's a dick. And I was like, I'm sorry, wait, what? I'm a dick. And I was like, no, honey, dude, I'm a dude. She's a dude. And he's like, I'm a dick. Like, forget it. Just, fine, it's just dick.
Oh, we had to purchase it. Because we originally stupidly rented it, and I was like, we're going to have to keep renting it because Maja will rewind certain parts and just be dying, crying, rolling around. I love that movie so much.
What about, did you watch Empire Records?
Didn't love it.
That one was one I watched a lot.
That one and Reality Bites, all those ones. Your Parker Posey phase. Didn't love it. I loved Welcome to the Dollhouse because that was some high art shit. And then I moved on to Happiness because I loved Todd Solondz at the time. But like all those other little things, I was like,
no. How about Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Oh.
Did you watch Garden State?
Yes.
I did love that.
That came out. So I had just moved to Florida and I was there by myself. And I would go like on Sunday afternoons. I lived right across from the Treasure Coast Mall, which was like the saddest little mall you ever did see, but it was literally across the street from where I lived. And I went to see Garden State and I fucking cried my face off because it was the first time I'd ever been away from home on my own. And there was that line where he was like, once you leave home, like you never get to go back to how it was. And I was like alone and lonely and had no friends. And now here I am on a Sunday afternoon feeling.
Yeah, it was a good ass movie.
Oh my God, Chris.
And that was like, and that was the start of like that whole floral wallpaper, that whole aesthetic. Yeah. He did that. Zach Braff did that.
We danced to the Iron and Wine version of Such Great Heights. That was our first dance at our wedding.
Cute. Ours was September. Do you remember?
Ooh, how fast did you have to dance to that one?
Well, Justin doesn't dance, so it was just me like, we're married. And Justin just standing there like, okay, guys.
We took dance lessons.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
Your husband agreed to dance lessons?
Chris is very go with the flow.
Oh, Justin Beck, would have whole entire conversations before even planning the wedding. He's like, yo, just straight up, I'm not doing no chute shit. Just get it out of your mind. I was like, I don't want to do chute shit. He's like, like that first dance shit, like, let's not do that. And I was like, okay. Because I didn't want to do that shit either. Everybody looking at us. I'm just saying, we kissed, and then little birds came chirping and singing, and then that song came on, and the party began. Let me think of another movie. Let me go back to TV shows because I did not watch X-Files the way that you watched X-Files. I didn't watch that at all.
Oh my God, my love for David Duchovny runs real deep. I'll have to send you this picture for Halloween. Was it 2 Halloweens ago? I love a family costume. So as long as the kids will participate, we do a family theme. And 2 years ago, we went as the X-Files. And the kids, Quinn and Bennett, I got them these costumes where you swipe them on over your head. And it looked like there were these 2 hooded aliens holding them. And they had little pajama bodies on the front. And then their bodies were in the alien. So they walked around and it looked like these 2 little aliens carrying my kids off in their little jammies. And then Lennox dressed as a little tiny green alien in like one of those suits. Oh. And then Chris and I were Fox Mulder and Dana Scully. I made us little badges, flashlights. He sprayed his hair black. It was... Oh,
so he watched the show too?
Yes.
See, I didn't... you know who watches that show? Marlene.
Oh, really? It sounds like Marlene and I have a lot in common.
Yeah, Marlene is an X-Files Star Trek person.
I didn't get into Star Trek, but I could get down with the X-Files. Hey, Bubby, Mommy's recording. TV shows.
We did not... Oh. Wait, I asked you that. You didn't watch Dance Party USA.
Wow.
Princess.
What's that?
She was like a regular dancer on the show. She had a teardrop on her eye before it was about killing people.
No.
Oh, it was like the best show ever. It was like Little Kid Solid Gold, but white. It was so amazing.
I watched Star Search.
Oh my God, of course.
I used to watch Young and the Restless with my mom every day.
I watched General Hospital with
Did
Mercy.
you?
That's where I got the name Asa from.
Really? Oh, interesting.
Soap opera.
Yeah, I loved a soap. Young and the Restless. What was the other one? Days of Our Lives.
Golden Girls.
Those were my mom's too.
Did you watch Golden Girls?
Yeah, I did watch Golden Girls.
We love Golden. Thank you for being a friend.
Dun, 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 dun,
Bum, bum,
dun.
bum, bum. Travel down the road and back again.
Yeah, that.
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. But I don't. And if you threw a party. But I like the remix version even better.
I didn't know there's a remix.
What? Invited everyone. No. You've never heard the remix? The biggest giver. The biggest.
No.
Thank you for being a friend. You've never seen the remix? Okay, stop it. Stop it. I'm texting it to you right now, and I need you to watch it right now.
No.
Right
Okay.
now.
Did you
Right now.
watch
Hold on. No, shut up. Don't talk. That's Jack Black. I am upset.
Gosh.
Please. Never seen the remix of Golden Girls? How have we been talking this whole time and this has never come up?
Is this a thing that like somebody's done?
Girl, this went viral 2 or 3 years ago, and it replaced the song.
Honestly, I feel like I'm living under a rock sometimes when I talk to you.
Yeah. Press play right now, and you will never listen to Golden Girls the same again.
Okay.
This is my part right here.
Okay, hold on. It's loading.
Oh my God. I'm getting more upset than more.
I can't hear it. Oh, wait, here. Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we
For real.
His voice is so good.
Yeah.
This is my part right here.
This is my part right here.
Oh, he took off his wig.
Yeah.
I feel like he was looking into my soul there.
Hallelujah.
Come on.
Wow.
You never heard that?
I've never heard that. Never, ever, ever.
No.
I-
You will see the biggest.
I love this.
What? Yeah.
Okay, let's get back in here.
You will never hear the song the same again. It's that good.
So good.
What do you mean? Yeah, that is true. I'll just be saying some shit and you'll be like, what? What's that? And I'll be like, what do you mean? And you're like, I like Anne of Green Gables.
I do.
What?
I love that. Oh,
Okay,
all those
well,
Canadian.
you know what time it is.
It's time for murders and rapes.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know I got to go, girl. My stories is about to come on.
Oh, God, I'm so jealous. I really want to see it. I need to talk Chris into getting it.
Can you please get HBO?
I need to get it. I'm going to go talk to him right now and be like, we have to watch this.
And I misspoke. If you have HBO in your... Oh, you don't have cable?
We do HBO Go through Apple TV.
Then you have it.
But I have to like subscribe to it. My husband's incredibly cheap. So if we're not actively watching a series on the thing that we're paying for, we don't have it anymore. So once Game of Thrones was over, then we got into Euphoria, then we got into The Righteous Gemstones, and I was trying to get him on Los Spookies, but he wasn't feeling it. And so then after Righteous Gemstones were over, he canceled it. So now I have to tell him, like, we got to get this back so that...
You have to get it back. It's... First of all, knowing what I know about you and how you love that podcast, you're going to deep dive even deeper.
I can't wait.
It's that good.
Wait.
So you need to get HBO back. But also HBO has other good things, I think. I got to think of them. But
Oh, I liked Barry. I started watching Barry, but I don't think he got into that one either.
I liked Barry too.
Bill Hader is just...
I like that guy. Yeah, I just like that guy.
Stefan.
And I think that he's not even acting. I think that's who he is. I think that's Bill Hader, the person.
But I love him as Stefan the most.
And he says he has social anxiety.
Oh, really?
Google Bill Hader anxiety.
Okay.
Big time. And I also, imagine your name being Bill Hader. That's the bomb. My name should technically be Melissa Hader. I fucking hate everything. Yeah,
All
okay.
right, well, go enjoy.
Well, girl, let me go. I'll talk to you
All
later.
right.
When we hang up, I need you to replay. And the next time we get together, you better know that shit memorized. You better have all the ad libs, everything down pat. You better know the whole shit front to back.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
What's
go eat
today?
dinner. Today's Sunday. Oh, no. Bye. Enjoy.
Bye.
Oh my goodness, you're still here. And the fact that you're still here probably means that you don't need the following information because you are truly a super stranger. But I'm going to give it to you anyways. So sit down, get a pen out, write this down. We have a brand new website. So you can find us online at www.imperfectstrangerspodcast.com. There you can find out all kinds of information about the podcast. You can listen to episodes. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. We sent out our first newsletter last Friday, and it was pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Don't forget, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. New episodes come out every Friday, and I promise you, you do not want to miss a single one. If you listen on Apple Podcasts and you really love us, we would appreciate a 5-star rating and a review. You can find us on Instagram at Imperfect Strangers _podcast, on Facebook, Imperfect Strangers Podcast, as well as Twitter, Imperf Strangers. Don't forget, we have a live show every Monday on Instagram happening around 7-ish o'clock because we have a gang of kids and it can never be predictable. And you have until August 1st to redeem 25% off site-wide at 1926 NYC with the code STRANGERS25. www.1926nyc.com and tell them Melissa and Amanda sent you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
It's loud in my ear, baby. Hold on, let me turn it down a little.
Thank you for being a friend.
Whoa, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here. Go. Ooh, yeah.
This my
Got a part right here. Oh, if I need everybody. No. The biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Woo!